Gurmagat Laska here. Look, Minister, like everybody else, I'd like to congratulate you. Can I say that you should set aside some time now to bring yourself up to speed on Thomas the Tank Engine and Paw Patrol and various other things like that. There's a lot of learning there because the language has changed. The Fat Controller is no longer working for Thomas the Tank Engine's company. It's very serious stuff. And the other thing about having a grandchild is it's so easy to love them. It really is, because when they become a little bit stroppy, you can hand them back, so you can. So that's one of the great things. My 3-year-old granddaughter says now, when I dropped up to her house recently to leave something at the door, she came to the window and she put her hand up and she said, "Go away, Grandad, we don't want the virus." So the kids are very much on top of it. Listen, Minister, Senator Buttimer made a plea there for the airline pilots. It's going to be a serious situation, aviation, once this economy opens up again, and the number of pilots that are now in dire circumstances is something that we have to look at, and not just in dire circumstances because of income, but because of flying hours. To keep these guys in the air, they have to have up-to-date flying hours. So I would ask you to bring that back to Cabinet, Minister. Maybe it's not 100% your issue. You mentioned higher education, higher and further education. I had a call yesterday telling me that VITOS, Vocational Training Opportunity Scheme, is now missing off their website. So I wonder if you can give some clarity. Is VITOS about to be suspended or about to be ended? Senator Ronan Mullen mentioned gambling. I brought amendments into the Gambling Amendment Bill 2015 back here in 2015 in the hope that we might change the way gambling is run in this country. The amount of money that goes through gambling organisations from prostitution and various other illegal activities, we really have to get on top of it. But what I really want to talk to you about today, Minister, is the CE supervisors. Lots of people have mentioned CE schemes and the benefit they are to the community. There was a Labour Court recommendation that CE supervisors were to be looked after with respect to pensions. Now, there's a two-tier group. The ones that were working for local authorities who were CE supervisors do have a pension schemes. The ones that weren't working don't. Quite a number of the CE supervisors are now in their 60s, coming towards retirement. They have been told that there's 30 million set aside with Deeper to look after their pension schemes. There are, as I say, Labour Court and Workplace Relations Commission judgments that says your department is the employer. Now, I know you're not long in the department, Minister, but we really have to sort this out for these people. It is unfair to some of them have 30 years service and they've been employed on a year-by-year basis, and they're coming to the end of their working lives and they have nothing to look forward to, and that is really unfair. So I would ask you, Minister, maybe not to make a statement today on that, but you might come back to me when you've had time to look into it yourself, because it's not fair to bounce something like that on you as soon as you come in the door. But in the COVID era, these CE supervisors have suddenly found themselves being landed with a phenomenal amount of work that I would have some difficulty thinking that they would be qualified to do. For example, the drafting of individual learning plans. It's something I would have been involved in myself as a teacher, and it's not something you undertake willy-nilly. So I'm wondering why this has suddenly happened to them and why they're being expected to do it. The Chief Development Officers have sent out a 10-page form for each employee or each member of the scheme that has to be completed. And I do think it's unfair to ask these people, many of whom have no qualifications in the area of deciding what an individual learning plan should contain, or deciding what academic qualifications or training qualifications an individual would need. These are specialist areas for career advice people, for people like that. So I would ask you, Minister, again, I'm not bouncing it on you today, that would be unfair, but I would ask you to go back to the department and try and get a handle on what's going on here with respect to the CDOs moving this ILP, or the individual learning plan, onto the backs of the local CE supervisor, and maybe you might come back to me in a few days by email on that and let me know where it is. Chair, I'm going to finish at that. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.